Have you ever wondered how a nation can be born from murmurs of the pasts? Stories from grandpas passed down for generations so that, in them, the life of a nation is nurtured? Today we travel back to a past, even to the most remote one, to look again at how history tells the tale of the 12 tribes of Israel, and how that story lives on in a nation. The tribes we speak of are more than mere footnotes of history. They are the heartbeat of a heritage, the bloodline of a legacy that lives through the past, the present, and indeed the future. They are a people heirs to a birthright, to the twists and turns of the journey, to the veils of secrecy and mystery, to the visions and cries and celebrations that make up a living heritage of the 12 tribes. Are you ready for a heritage of endurance, love, and the power of ancestors? Are you ready to unearth a people from the margins of time, where they sit as a nation, birthed from murmurs from ages past? Welcome to a quest for the 12 tribes. When you think of the 12 tribes of Israel, what do you imagine? A patchwork of families wearing helmets? Gaudy folkloric garb? Practiced strumming gourds? Or perhaps your mind conjured up visions of long beards and flowing gowns? Well, brace yourself for another image entirely. Let's journey with them back to the beginning of the history of the 12 tribes of Israel. Each name on this list represents one of Jacob's sons who would fulfill the destiny and prophecy given to him. Together, they form the 4 cornerstones of the history on the earth, God willing. They are Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. At that time, the book of Genesis records a prophecy that Jacob gave to his sons. Reuben, the firstborn's tale. Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob and Leah, has the dubious honor to be the first of all the brothers when it comes to both the best part and the worst of his life. From the beginning, he is something of a hero. But in the middle, he stumbles badly and throws away his inheritance. Just before his death, Jacob pulls him back, not as a son, but as a man who has lived through an eventful life. If there's one powerful thought in Reuben's history, it's that we each go through life with 2 inheritances, one that is part of us and no one can take away, and the other that we potentially earn. Even after the peaceful tribe get over this conflict, their history will not be all song. They will be beaten with rods for quite a while, and even though they make their brothers more powerful, their own story is really about the conflicts of all tribes unless they live next to a river under a blasting hot sun. Simeon, the warrior's path. Finally, we come to Simeon, yet another son of Jacob and Leah, whose existence is associated with traits of harsh determination and vengeance. It is the tribe of Simeon that has had the reputation of warlord traditions, and that is not by accident. The tribes of Simeon symbolize the warlord traits that characterized, and in some cases isolated, them from the evolving narrative of their kin, the Israelites. They represent the complicated nature of justice and vengeance, and the search for identity among the emerging tribes of the people of Israel. Levi, the keepers of the covenant. Where the other tribes disperse, the Levites concentrate, for they are marked out for a different sort of vocation than the others. They will be set apart as the keepers of the holy. Aaron and his sons you shall anoint to minister as priests to me. He received the covenant of his ancestors to bring about 1,000 generations because he kept the word of God and did not waver from following him. Out of Levi's zealous act of maintaining the honor of his family and God came a destiny for his tribe, to keep the covenant with God as Israel's priests and ceremonial leaders. This vocation goes beyond acting as a cult servant. It is about the Levites being marked out for a different sort of life, a chosen identity, embodied in a mission of sustaining themselves and the covenant community, in service to Yahweh, forever. Judah, the royal lineage. We end with Judah, the 4th and rightmost son of Jacob and Leah, the eponym for the tribe of Judah, and the ancestor of kings. Judah is redeemed, redeems, and leads. His story is about becoming who his descendants would become, rulers and, for Christians, rulers of heaven and earth. The story of Judah is the story of what it takes to lead, Its themes of sovereignty and faith, does and law, and its promise of a Messiah are tales of survival built into the future of the chosen nation. Born before any of his brothers, Judah is the branch of the vine into whose lineage the king, David, and, for Christians, the original and eternal king, Jesus, would be born. Traversing the tribal history of Judah crewed by the pilot houses of Menorah, Library of Congress, Getty, Bridgman, riding the rollers of the sea in Zebulun and Issachar, and shaking our rattles through the vacillations of Joseph's two sons, Ephraim and the accursed Manasseh, no bi graphemiqua pre, and now pouring into the next of the stepping out biblically ordered tribes, grouped here under the rubric Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. What follows is a whirligig of pet projects among the seedling siblings of that poor whining Jacob. Dan, the judges and strategists, frugal and driven, it was also the tribe of the no-nonsense judges and the shrewd strivers. Circa 3,000 years later, Dan's real legacy is an expression of control over a legacy of enterprise. Dan's history, of course, is of pioneering in remote frontier parages and extreme environs. It's a tribe whose history with hardship was a surprisingly consistent, perpetual one. Faced with hand-wrought challenge, it developed bespoke, compelling responses. From headship to whip-crack ordering, stoic resolution to judicial arbitrage, Dan's stories are those of people, down through history, making it work in a world's worth of chastening, challenging ways. Naphtali, the messengers of good tidings. It is the verb of blessing for Naphtali. NP, oh, the swift giveth goodly words, and blessed of the Lord is his portion, for by Naphtali he hath given goodly words. O blessed of the Lord be Joseph out of the sea, and by the shepherds of the flock he is with the he-goings of Bether. O blessed of the true one be Ephraim, and by the potencies of Judah he shall be found. O blessed of the waning be Zebulun in the paths of Sheba, and concerning Ethiopia shall he be praised. O blessed be tents of Judah in his tabernacles. O blessed be the dew of the house of Jacob. O guide, the tents of Shem be upliftedly discussed uproar, and the lad among the power be blossom, the float of peoples shall uplift, as an ungrudging dove, so is Naphtali, and in him is the true one. Praise he gave a dwelling, a word from Jehovah, praised by the throats of a brother. Gad, the valiant warriors Geriu sons of Judah, a crowd of a fearful people, the sons of Esau, the warriors, oh, a voice you should hear God. He calls Gad, like a lion who speaks boldly in war. He gives his hand to the train, a shield to Biafra, a revered eagle who fights the God of Jacob, the Lion of Judah, at the war of Biafra. He will not cease his brethren, he will not relent, till his dying day on earth. Asher, the prosperous and fortunate, the geography of the tribe of Asher, a catalogue of the fertility of its lands, its food and drink, everywhere and all the products of earth and human enterprise. The 10th last blessing repeats the imperatives of promise and blessing. Now from the place of Asherites, blessed is Asher, and let him be sweet like his brother clusters, and let him dip his foot in oil, and let his bars be iron and bronze, and from his bars let him provide food to all the living. Now our sequential investigation of the 12 tribes of Israel reaches its end with the last set of tribes, the concluding chord of a cultural symphony that Israel has inherited and still performs, Issachar and Zebulun, Joseph and Benjamin. Within this finale, each has made its singular contribution to the national identity, the national task, the national soul. Issachar, the scholars and timekeepers. Their people are known for studying the signs of the times and with wisdom to guide them, emerge as teachers and counselors. This tribe symbolizes both the virtues of learning and enlightenment and the fruits of education in supporting the spiritual and intellectual life of Israel. Their commitment to study and to the interpretation of God's law reflects the tribe's calling to governance through God-given wisdom. Zebulun, the navigators and merchants. Zebulun could live at the shore of the sea. He shall become a harbor for ships. His border shall be upon Sidon. The tribe of Zebulun is a seafaring people, but a prosperous one. Navigators, merchants, explorers, surviving on the herding and trading that the fertile coastal territory made possible. Zebulun became part of the world, trading with foreigners from distant lands, the effort bringing great prosperity and an adventurous spirit. To be of Zebulun is to be a bridge between worlds. It is to minimize differences and maximize contacts. For a world is made better if there is greater connection between places. Joseph, the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh. Only Joseph, however, leaves behind two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, whose identities as tribes, not as individual peoples, are manifestations of the answer to Joseph's dream. They are God's promises of the redemption and growth Joseph envisioned then, and stand for other instances of these themes: human weakness, divine redemption, strength through weakness, and the flourishing of generations to come in Genesis. Benjamin, the fierce warriors and faithful allies. Today we remember Benjamin, the youngest son of Jacob. He has fathered a tribe that is courageous when fighting and dependable when serving as allies, always remaining among the 600 from each tribe. They are a small number of people, but they have given us a great gift: strength and security. May the tribes serving as the protectors of Israel also prove their loyalty to a common cause: a strong Israel. As far as we have followed in the footsteps of the 12 tribes of Israel, we have also traversed a land expanse packed with their narratives, including the challenges, tribulations, and triumphs of each individual tribe, are putting together a cultural mosaic, colored with millennia of faith, strength, and communality, and still offering a fresh, boundless fount of lessons and inspiration. If there is one thing that the legacy of the tribes proves, it is the magnitude and diversity that is gathered in unity. At the end of our journey following the children of Israel, may you go back to your country, whether it is your land, neighborhood, home, or workplace, with a deeper sense of the past as it paves the way for the future.